Our first story comes from the 1990s, and it's still ongoing. It's called the Smiley Face Murders. Across the United States, over 40 young men were found drowned in rivers after nights out drinking. Police called them accidents. But near many of the bodies, investigators discovered eerie graffiti, crude smiley faces spray-painted on walls, bridges, and trees. Some believe it's the work of a nationwide network of killers. Others whisper it's something far older, evil hiding behind an innocent grin. To this day, the Smiley Face Murders remain one of America's most chilling and controversial unsolved mysteries. It began in 1990 when authorities in San Diego found the battered body of a young man floating near a bridge. His name was Daniel Patrick, and he'd been reported missing just 2 weeks earlier by his distraught mother. An autopsy revealed Patrick had been beaten, gagged, and left to drown. Police suspected foul play, but with few clues, the case quickly went cold. Then in 1991, another young man turned up dead in Maryland. His name was Otto Pilley. Like Patrick, he'd been the victim of apparent homicide, left in a spot that suggested suicide. But what set Pilley's case apart was the graffiti scrawled nearby, a simple yellow smiley face on a blue background. At first, police dismissed it as a bizarre coincidence. But as more bodies turned up across the country, each bearing the same haunting signature, a terrifying pattern emerged. A network of young men lured to secluded spots, beaten, gagged, and drowned, their lifeless bodies left as grim offerings to an unknown killer, or perhaps something more sinister. While some have labeled the smiley face a hoax or the product of mass hysteria, others insist it's a gruesome clue pointing to a nationwide ring of killers, or something older, evil hiding behind a painted grin. With over 40 similar deaths and a mystery spanning decades, the smiley face killings remain one of America's most chilling unsolved mysteries. Our next story is called the Sodder Children Disappearance. They had 10 kids, but the 10th child, the oldest son, was away serving in the military at the time. On Christmas Eve in 1945, the Sodder family home in Fayetteville, West Virginia, went up in flames. 4 of the 9 Sodder kids managed to escape, but 5 disappeared without a trace. Strangely, no bodies were ever found in the ashes. In the chaotic aftermath of the fire, witnesses later claimed to have seen the missing children alive, peering from passing cars or in the company of strangers. Adding to the intrigue, the family received threatening letters and investigators uncovered cut phone lines and missing ladders. Despite the suspicious circumstances surrounding the fire, the case was mishandled by local authorities, who declared the children dead just 23 days after the tragedy. But the grieving parents refused to give up hope, convinced their children were kidnapped. For the next several decades, they chased down leads, interviewed potential witnesses, and even hired their own private investigator. In 1968, a break seemed imminent when 2 motorists spotted 4 children who looked like the Sodder siblings hitchhiking near their hometown. Although the youngsters denied being the missing kids, their parents remained hopeful. As time passed, however, the trail grew colder and colder until finally going completely dark. Almost 80 years later, the Sodder Children's disappearance remains one of America's most haunting unsolved mysteries. Their smiling faces frozen in time on a Christmas Eve that turned into a nightmare. And our final story is called The Ghost Ship Mary Celeste. The year is 1872, and the place is the vast expanse of the Atlantic Ocean. The crew of the Dei Gratia spots a strange sight, a ship adrift at sea sailing aimlessly with no one at the helm. Upon closer inspection, they make a horrifying discovery. The ship, named the Mary Celeste, is in perfect condition, supplies intact, cargo untouched, no signs of struggle. But her entire crew, including the captain and his wife, have vanished without a trace. Some claim the crew had abandoned ship due to the rising water, while others whispered of mutiny or a sudden illness. But what made the mystery stranger? Food was still on the table, and the captain's log showed no sign of danger. Rescue parties were dispatched but found no trace of the missing crew. The ship itself was undamaged, offering few clues to its ghostly occupants. The fate of the Mary Celeste and her crew remains unknown, leaving behind one of history's most enduring unsolved maritime mysteries. Now, from smiley faces on riverbanks to vanished children on Christmas Eve to a ghost ship adrift on the sea, these are the stories that refuse to die. Crimes without answers, mysteries without peace, unsolved horrors that linger in the dark corners of history. If you like these creepy unsolved cases, please like and subscribe for more.